Hi, my project is about Italy in World War One. At the start of the war in 1914, Italy was part of the Triple Alliance with Germany, Austria-Hungary, and but it did not join them with the war. Italy stayed neutral for almost a year, then joined the Allies in 1950. In this video, I'll explain why Italy joined the war, who blamed it for the conflict, the main battles it fought, and how. Here's a picture of the map of Europe in 1914. This map shows the alliances in Europe in 1914. At the start of World War One, Italy was part of the Triple Alliance with Germany and Austria-Hungary. Shown here, but when the war began, Italy decided to not join them. Instead, it stayed neutral at first, then later joined the Allies in 1915. Why Italy joined the war? Before the war, Italy was a young country that wanted to be stronger and more respected in Europe. Politically, Italy wanted new land, especially areas like Trento and Trieste were under Austria-Hungary but had Italian-speaking people. Economically, leaders hoped joining the war on the winning side would help Italy grow. Socially, the country was split. Some people wanted war for national pride, others wanted peace. Here you can see Trento and Trieste on the map. These areas were part of the Austria-Hungary but had many Italian-speaking people. Italy wanted to gain these territories by joining the war on the Allied side. These are Italian soldiers in 1915. When the country officially joined the war, many Italians were hopeful at first, but the fighting soon became very difficult. Who blamed Italy for the war? Most Italians blamed Austria-Hungary for starting the war because they attacked Serbia. They also blamed Germany for helping Austria and trying to control Europe. Italy decided to join the Allies to stop aggression and defend freedom. But really it also wanted to gain land and respect. Major battles and human impact. Italy's main fighting was along the border with Austria-Hungary, especially near Isonzo River and in the Alps. The condition was very hard, cold, steep mountains, and poor supplies. This picture shows Italian trenches in the Alps. The soldiers had to fight in freezing weather on mountains and with very little food or equipment. Here's a picture of the Isonzo River's battle. The Isonzo River was the main front where Italy fought Austria-Hungary from 1915 to 1917. There were 12 major battles fought along this river. The fighting happened in rocky mountains and narrow valleys, which made it very hard for both sides to move forward. Italian generals kept trying to push across the river to capture Austrian positions, but the attacks were often unsuccessful and very costly. Soldiers faced constant danger from artillery, cold weather, and landslides caused by explosions. Even when Italy won small areas of land, it lost thousands of men each time. These battles showed how World War One was full of exhaustion, long, slow, and deadly, with little progress for years. In 1917, Italy lost badly at the Battle of Caporetto. When Austria and Germany broke through, many Italian soldiers were captured or killed, and the armies had to retreat. In 1917, it was one of Italy's worst defeats in the whole war. Austrian and German forces surprised the Italians with gas attacks and heavy artillery. The Italian army fell back for over 100 kilometers and thousands of soldiers were captured. This looks more than 1,000. In 1918, Italy came back and won the Battle of Viterbo and Veneto, which helped end the war in that region. By the end of the war, about 650,000 Italian soldiers had died and many families suffered. This was Italy's major victory near the end of the war. The Italian army pushed Austria-Hungary back, which helped end fighting on the front, led to collapse Austria-Hungary. Here you can see a World War I memorial cemetery in Italy. It reminds us how many soldiers lost their lives in the war and how deeply it affected Italians' family. After the war, Italy was technically on the winning side and gained some new land, like Trento, South Tyrol, and Istria. But many Italians were still disappointed because they didn't get all the territory they were promised in the Treaty of London, especially land along the Dalmatian coast. People started calling it a multi victory, meaning it fell incomplete. This map shows Italy's new borders after World War I. You can see the areas it gained in the north, but not the extra land it expected in the east. That's one of the main reasons Italians were angry after the peace treaties. Economy got way much worse. Prices for food and goods went up. Jobs were hard to find, and many soldiers came home to poverty. Mind that this wasn't only in Italy; it was any country that joined the World War One. It had the same problems and issues. Government couldn't handle all the problems, and many people lost trust in it. Here, there were Italians protesting, showing strikes in Italy around 1919. Workers, veterans, farmers were frustrated with low wages, inflation, poor living condition. The country was left in a chaotic state and it was divided. Out of all of this anger and confusion, a new political movement started to grow. Benito Mussolini, who had been a socialist before the war, used people's fear and frustration to build support for his new fascist party. He promised to restore order, pride, and jobs, and by 1922, he became Italy's leader. This is Benito Mussolini. In the early 20s, after he took power, and his rise was a direct result of the problems for Italy. After it faced World War I, disappointment, unemployment, and anger at the government. He fixed it all for Italy and he made it good again. Italy joined the war in World War I to gain land and power. It blamed Austria-Hungary and Germany for starting the war. It fought hard battles, suffered many losses, and even though it won, the country ended up poor and divided. The war helped creating problems that led to future conflicts. In conclusion, in my personal reflection, researching Italy in World War I taught me how even a country that wins a war can still face big problems afterwards and can cause huge riots and unfairness for the country. Italy's story shows how war can hurt a country, people. It's a good reminder how important peace and stability are. This photo of a modern peace monument in Italy represents how the country remembers their losses, values peace now, and it's a reminder that learning from the past is the best way to prevent future wars. Italy's story in World War I shows how war can bring both pride and pain. The country gained land but lost so much more. Remembering this helps us understand why peace matters most. And goodbye.